Moorcha Pranayama, fainting breath. This is a pranayama that utilizes a deep inhalation retention. And as a result, the mind is really connected via the pranic body to a state of internalization, almost as if you're entering some sort of mental void as a result of this suspension of breath. Now, during this state of retention, the mind draws inward, and it's almost like a psychic state is allowed to be experienced. This pranayama cuts out the distractions of the outside world and induces a state of mental tranquility. It alleviates anger, tension, anxiety, and neuroses. You will not want to practice Moorcha if you suffer from heart disease, high blood pressure, epilepsy, or brain disorders. And then discontinue Moorcha Pranayama once you start to experience a faint sensation. So the onset of slight dizziness or fainting, you want to stop when that begins. The goal of this pranayama is not to actually go unconscious, but just to induce the beginning stages of that feeling of faintness. In Moorcha, you'll choose whatever posture of pranayama you prefer. You want to sit up nice and tall with this practice. During inhalation, you'll visualize pulling pranic energy up the length of the sushumna from the pelvic floor through the central column of energy that runs along the length of the spine. As you fill up with air, as you fill up with breath, at the top of the breath, you'll lift the chin slightly to really assist in expanding energy up into the upper regions of the chest and the lungs. And at the very top of the breath, you're just simply going to hold it in with inhalation retention. As you hold the breath in inhalation retention, go ahead and take khechari mudra with the tongue, where you press the tongue into the soft upper palate. So this creates a loop of energy that directs the flow of prana up towards Ajna chakra. As you continue to hold that inhalation retention, and as you hold khechari mudra, you can keep the eyes open or closed, whatever you prefer, and you can gaze down the nose or at the third eye center, or just intensely gaze forward. Also, while you hold that breath, you can keep the chin lifted if you'd like, if it helps to keep that sensation of expanding into the upper chest, or you can also take Jalandhara Bandha in the throat, which may help you to maintain that retention for a little bit longer. And when you start to become faint, when you feel like you can no longer hold that inhalation retention, then you just let it out with a long, deep ujjayi exhalation. I won't hold the breath in for as long as I normally can, but I'll demonstrate it real quickly before we do it together. Normal inhale, normal exhale. Full breath in, complete breath out, then I'll begin. Couple of other things. At the top of the breath, it's helpful to press your hands into your knees. This helps to keep the chest open and broad, and also helps to keep the spine long as you hold your inhalation retention. The other thing that I like to do, if the eyes are closed, is to try to see if you can visualize your third eye. Some people can have an easier time seeing this than others. One way that I try to explain it or to teach students how to do it is if you can relax the overall engagement of the eyes and hold the muscular engagement as if you are seeing through the eyelids. So rather than trying to force and pierce the skin of the eyelids with your eyes. Relax them instead and hold the engagement of the eyes as if you were able to look through them naturally. If you are looking through a cloth that was not entirely solid, you could otherwise see through the cloth. You could relax the eyes and just look out through the cloth. Kind of like if you're looking through sheer drapes on your windows, you can still see outside, and the eyes are relatively relaxed as you gaze through them. Try to find a similar relaxation of the eye muscles as you gaze through the eyelids, and that might allow you to visualize the third eye. You'll recognize it as a light that might appear in the shape of an eye, perhaps starting small, and then as you start to focus in on it, oftentimes growing larger and larger until it starts to encompass the entirety of your visual range, even when the eyes are closed. And it may appear as either a golden color or an indigo, purple, or violet color. Sometimes the color can vary as much as the size and the shape. The length of time that you can hold your breath in inhalation retention varies. This is something that will improve with practice, your ability to hold inhalation retention. I'll tell you what, I'm going to set a timer for us. And that way we don't have to worry about count. I'll just set it for 45 seconds today. This should be accessible to all of us. I think we can all hold our breath for 45 seconds. And then I'll have a little bit more explanation around that in a second. Sit up tall, open the chest, relax your face. Take a normal breath in. And let a breath out. Full inhale breath. Complete exhalation. Inhale, visualize drawing energy up. Lift the chin, breathe into the upper chest, and hold your breath in. Exhale. If you are used to swimming or free diving, or even practicing pranayama more regularly, you'll greatly increase that duration. Some of you might even be able to hold that retention for up to 2 minutes or more. This is a very powerful pranayama, and I hope that what you receive from the practice of this pranayama is just a real ability to focus that energy and connect with yourself, with your physical self, with your energy self. And it's a great practice before the onset of a meditation. Moorcha Pranayama.